Also got real quick, a couple other quick announcements. A new Captain Tsubasa game out of fucking nowhere.
What? Why?
Because Shaolin Soccer never got a fucking game.
All right.
But Captain Tsubasa, the longest running, goddammit it won't end anime/manga series about a soccer kid.
You kicks with soccer and there's birds and animals.
Yep. So now we're getting the game, and the game, guess what? It's a crazy ass soccer game, and you kick the ball and it glows and turns into fire, and then there's teleporting,
All right,
and
let's
there's
take a look at this.
like dudes are sliding and doing big old phoenix kicks, and it's wild. It's anime as fuck. Oh,
Let me take a look at this.
big tiger ball, burning tiger kick ball. Like it is Shaolin Soccer, right? But it's,
Oh wow, that looks incredible.
But then again, Shaolin Soccer is just Captain Tsubasa. Let's be real. It's just I've never actually seen Captain Tsubasa. And
Yeah, that looks incredible.
Yeah, it looks nuts. It's hyper crazy anime soccer.
Hey, look, I might play that, even though it's soccer.
Enjoy your anime soccer.
When we can get that Prince of Tennis game we deserve, destroy the dinosaurs and shit.
Well, we'll see how this performs. We'll see how everyone feels about football.
That Prince of Tennis shot, that's the tennis shot that killed the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Is my favorite anime moment ever.
For a manga that's been running for this long, that has so much clout, it's kind of amazing how little play it gets.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. It is weird.
In general.
I can't think of any other Captain Tsubasa games.
I'm sure surely there are untranslated ones by the dozens
SNES or whatever.
by the dozens, but I have not heard of any in at least decades, plural.
It's anime's time to shine with soccer.
You know, it's crazy.
Let's get all the sports animes turned into games. We could get some fucking good ass arcade fucking sports games again.
There's an Ice Shield 21 game that was not what I hoped it would be.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah.
Could have been cool.
What about what's the basketball one?
There's many. There's Real. There's Slam Dunk.
Slam Dunk. That's the one I'm thinking of.
There's a couple places you can go with that.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Well, you know, there's others.
Because it's the One Punch Man.
What about Prince of Stride?
What about free? When are we gonna get that free swimming game?
That's money.
It's a lot of money in that free swimming game.
Hey, they figured out water back on, Wave Race.
Yeah, but you got to get the glisten just right. It's not about the water. It's about the glisten.
It's about how the water lands on the surfaces.
That's right.
Yeah.
All the surfaces.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, man. That's where we're at. Ipo's had many games. You don't have to
They're
worry
not
too much
good.
about that. It's had many. They tried.
They tried
keep
many
trying.
variations, and it's not. No.
They'll maybe one day.
Boo. Sad.
No.
What are you thinking? What's going in your brain?
There's that anime one where it's the little girls playing basketball. She got into Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, though. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, God. My only point of reference is playing Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax twice, and there being a little girl that was a basketball girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
She was from a basketball game.
How is there no big, baseball thing that is not a game on this budget level, you know?
I don't know. Because baseball, people like playing baseball. People also love, apparently, to cheat while playing baseball, which is really funny. You see the current baseball scandal? Everybody's cheating and stealing signs?
Stealing signs?
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay, so it's really funny. Because otherwise, I would never pay attention to a sports story ever.
Yeah.
Except the actual scandal mirrors the plot of Yakuza 5 so explicitly
I heard
that it is astonishing.
I heard one funny story about this, but I don't know the deal with it. But what is stealing a sign?
Stealing a sign is really simple. You steal the catcher's sign or the pitcher's sign as to what pitch is coming.
Steal as in you know what they mean?
Yeah. Stealing signs is all pitchers and catchers have their secret language that they talk to each other in.
Yeah.
You set up a video camera and you watch them. Blah, 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 whatever.
Oh, and then you just
Then you disseminate it to your team.
Oh, that's illegal?
That's super illegal.
Oh.
It's also
interesting. I thought if someone had really good memory, they could have just paid attention to that so that it would be on the catcher to switch it up constantly.
yeah. Except think about where people are actually standing in a baseball or like circle. How far away they are.
Yeah.
Right. You would not be able to catch that in a game, in one game, or even many games, unless you were laser focused in on it.
And like they do the little things like tug the hat or like 1, 2, 3.
And you're especially not supposed to wear wires that buzz you to tell you what pitch is coming.
Oh, so that's why. Okay, so because the part of the story I heard, and now you've just connected the dots. I heard the part of the story where there was some guy that did something amazing, and he hit a ball, and it went really good. And then after everyone was celebrating, and then they came up to him, and he was like, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!" And then he went into the locker room,
Yeah.
and then he came back out and celebrated. And everyone was like, "The fuck?" And then later on, they're like, "Dude, what the fuck was that?" And he's like, "Oh,
yeah,
because they're gonna pull his shirt off or something when they were like ruffling him up." And he was like, "No, like my wife hates it when my shirt comes off,
Yeah.
I was embarrassed. I don't know, but like in the moment, he was just like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah.
Full on Norman Reedus.
And it's like the team that got caught is like, dude, there's so many other teams doing this. This team's doing it. This team's doing it. And now you got sports fans going through photos of people at games and be like, wow, there are shit zillion players with really suspicious wrinkles on one of their shoulders where you would put, I don't know, a wire.
And you just buzz a rhythm to know
you buzz the whole team
to know what's coming.
Like Morse or something that's like,
crazy.
Fastball's coming.
Wow. I guess. But you see, it's so weird to me because, like, okay, now that I know that that's the established system, I know that that's bullshit.
Yeah, so when you started, it's like, well, a good player would be able to read the signs if he watches a lot of match videos.
Yeah.
And you're right. But this is obviously cheating.
Yeah, because you're going to this crazy level of, like, that's terrible. Now, I guess what I'm wondering is, can't you just, like, improve the secrecy of the call?
I don't know, man.
Should they not be allowed to secretly communicate then?
Well, no, they shouldn't, because it's like the rules are written in a vacuum where it's like, no, you shouldn't be able to do that, and other people shouldn't do this either.
Okay, well,
and then it becomes, well, people are doing it.
Well, hold on, because now we have a slippery slope.
Yeah.
What is the history of the catcher signaling the pitcher?
They do it, and then
when did that start? Did that start?
That's the genesis of baseball.
That's the rules.
Hide the pitch.
Okay.
Make it's tell the catcher what pitch is coming.
Yeah.
So the catcher can fucking catch it.
Okay.
Right.
Now, why?
They do change their signs.
Wait, doesn't the catcher do the symbol and then the pitcher accepts?
It appears.
I've always seen the catcher crouch doing the finger thing.
Yeah.
And then the pitcher goes no, yes.
I believe dude, at this point I'm not sure, but I know that it is a back and forth. It is a communicative thing.
Okay.
It's really funny because like the plot line in Yakuza 5 is literally a guy gets kicked out of baseball out of one game because he hits a pitch he shouldn't be able to, and the assumption is that he stole the sign.
So the catcher calls the sign and then the pitcher chooses yes or no.
Yeah.
And then does it. Now, what I'm wondering, I guess, is
why don't you just have them buzz each other?
Are they allowed? Is stealing a sign?
I guess they are, but if they did, then you would hear about teams like hijacking the signal out of the air.
Okay, because that's the thing, right? If we're talking about like someone overheard the play.
Okay,
if stealing signs is a part of baseball, right?
I have a clarification as to what exactly. The dugout of the opposing team was being shown live feeds of the catcher signals from a camera in the center field stands.
Okay.
That is so obviously cheating.
But so someone saying that stealing signs is a part of baseball, like in terms of
that's
like
cheating is a part of sports.
But
that's the same argument.
Using technology to help you do some bullshit like that is a ridiculous step, right?
Yeah.
But you would agree probably that if you did not use that tech,
if you were just eyeballing it from your place on second base,
yes, and if you had somebody whose job it was to sit there and figure that out, and then they did it without tech, how would you feel about that?
I don't know.
What if the bat boy sat there and he looked at the catcher's hands and then he would tell the others via his own?
Guess what? This is where we get into the argument that, hey, we talked about soccer just now, right?
Yeah. Football, actually.
Footy, yeah. Footy has a long-standing argument between everybody who cares about footy and everybody who don't care about footy.
Yeah.
And that's diving, right?
Yeah.
Diving is the most... Diving will put people who would normally watch it off, right? Mm-hmm. And diving is so regularly shamed in other sports.
Yeah.
And I had a really good conversation with a bunch of people many years ago who explained to me what the mental process is. And it's very simple. It's about sportsmanship and about what your view of what sportsmanship actually is in the terms of professional sports. Is rule breaking bad on its own? Mm-hmm. Is it just immoral and unsportsmanlike and something that no one should do?
Yeah.
Or is rule breaking a resource for teams to use in order to get an advantage over the other teams, as long as everyone is doing it?
So the problem is that it should be the former, but it becomes the latter when the meta...
Because everyone's cheating.
When the meta develops.
Yeah.
Right? And so when the NFL takes years to update their rules and eventually says, fine, you can use a timeout to get a play reviewed because our stupid refs don't have the eyes we thought they did.
Yeah.
Right? A blatant moment of, call it in the air, tails. It's heads. What?
Yeah.
Heads it is. And you're like, I said, and everyone heard it. And then the ref's like, nope.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Can we replay that? Right? So if the meta in baseball is in fact that you're supposed to try and figure out what this communication, crack the code.
And then you're going to go to the lengths you need to do to crack that code.
There's no upper limit on the tech you're allowed to use to crack the code.
Right.
Right. But now...
Does that mean that people are allowed to hit the upper limit on hiding the code?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So now why not upgrade the code?
This leads... So you know what's funny, Woolie? You are going down a path that you have mocked me for in the past.
100%.
Because the path that you are on right now
is escalation.
Leads to we should just force them full of drugs and make it blood sport.
I think
like that's where this goes.
If you're telling me that the game has changed, right? Everyone is cheating. You can't pull it out because it's a soft rule.
Yeah.
Right? It's a soft part of the game. Then why can't the pitcher and catcher actually have their own updated tech to signal each other?
Why can't they have brain implants that transmit the thoughts?
Well, I was going to say little shoe tap buttons.
Oh, yeah?
Toe buttons.
Oh, yeah. Tap your toe on this, tap
right?
your toe
pop,
on that.
Pop, pop, pop,
well,
pop.
Here's the thing, Willie. How would that transmit? A signal?
Yeah.
Does it then become against the rules to hijack the pitcher's signal?
Encrypt it.
Does it become against the rules to break that encryption?
You're not going to break that encryption.
Woolie, there are a lot of dollars riding on these games, man.
We can hire some Ukrainians.
Why are there all these Ukrainian scientists in the dugout? That's weird. They got a little lab set up? Or do you think they're polishing the bats with some new special oil?
I mean, look. The game is the game, right? That the natural evolution of the game. Do you embrace it or do you die like a dog?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
It's sad to me. I don't think anybody should cheat. I think everybody should play their hardest and do their best. And I understand how laughably naive that is.
I think as long as the grays, this technology was introduced within the gray.
And oh my God, I thought you were going to say as long as the grays continue to control professional sports. And you were going to start talking about how the UFOs are telling people who wins at baseball.
Okay, listen. No. The gray areas of sports, if they are the meta and the people who make the rules, because here's what's actually what should actually happen is that the MLB, FIFA, NFL, all these
NHL,
leagues
yeah.
need to just update their rules correctly immediately to reflect that cheating is bad and you should not do it.
Yeah, so
And rules exist, and if you break the rules, that's bad.
I'm of the opinion that a team gets caught and it's the whole team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kicked out of the league.
I mean, look.
Just flat. Or, you know what?
Yeah, well.
The team's not kicked out of the league, but every player involved is.
Look, that's not the way this works. You're out of your mind. The owners of the teams and the teams themselves are a franchise, a business, and a city fucking moneymaker.
Yeah.
You find them, and is how this goes, right? Because that's what you do. You find teams. They have to pay.
I prefer if they killed the teams, not
Right.
the people, the team. The team, not the people.
Yeah, well, tell that to the fucking whatever that soccer team was from that South American country. That fucking anyway. There's a team that got wiped out for losing
Yeah.
too hard. It was pretty crazy. But anyway, all that to say that you have two choices, right? It's the league has to update their shit to say that don't fucking know, right? You have to make a call on what that is. You have to make a call on it. Now, if you're playing football, like American football, and you can hear the calls,
Because the guy's talking too loud.
right, in the huddle,
Yeah.
or even better yet, when he goes blue 42, and you come to learn what blue 42
You're familiar with
means,
that team. You played
Right.
on it.
then
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, literally, there was a point where
If you're using drones to eavesdrop on them.
so my old team. So when I played, right, I remember specifically that we would use 4-digit numbers with like another word. So the first word would be specifically for the running back and the fullback, and then there would be 4 digits called out, and those would be the routes.
Sure.
So if they went 28-28, it means your outside receivers run 2, and then your other outside receiver runs 8, and then the inside runs 1, 2, 8. Yeah, exactly, right?
Sure.
So you're just giving them the numbers.
And every team's going to have a slight variation on the code.
and
which
everyone
means-
knows what
yeah.
those routes are.
Yeah, totally.
Right? So if you eventually, over time, are able to determine what that is, that's just you playing Rain Man, watching the sport. You know? Is that not allowed?
No, that should be allowed. Yeah.
Right. So...
But using, I mean, it's a real obvious thing of like, luckily, you know, there is a blurry line somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And it usually goes on. I'll know it when I see it. Luckily, the line is you're never near the line ever. The line is either safely in distance or so far behind you can't see it anymore.
So there's a rule in the NFL where anything that seems like it's outside the rule book can result in the refs penalizing you.
Okay, so the ref's discretion.
Ref's discretion.
Sure,
right.
fine.
That's, you know what, and that's probably playing it safe
Until you pay them.
or you use a timeout
Yeah.
to have them check the footage on it.
Yeah.
Right. But until the MLB steps in
All right.
and makes the call, shoe tap tech,
All right.
wristbands, cyber baseball.
All right. I have a new meta. The new meta for baseball. Is everyone ready? All right. The Cubs are a baseball team, yes?
Yes.
Cubs for Bears, right? They're right or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what you do. If, say, the Cubs were to be caught cheating, their next game must be played against a team of Bears. And they have to do the whole 9 innings. This means the teams with shitty mascots that are harmless will have an advantage.
How's Washington?
I don't know what they got. What do they got?
Redskins?
Still? You know what? I bet that would work out great. Hey guys, you want to have a violent blood sport against the team that still uses this name? Let's go.
Yeah, that gets a little complex the further you go out into the fringes.
Yeah.
You know.
What about teams that have mascots that aren't real?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure a 49er is a reference to
A minor.
A minor.
Yeah. Get some big ass dudes with pickaxes in there.
But what's a 76er?
76er?
Yeah.
I don't know. Guys, what's a 76er?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers.
I have no idea. 1776? Oh, it's the Founding Fathers.
Oh.
Ah. I see.
Reanimation jutsu. We pulling coffins up out of the ground. Ito Tensei.
Yo, you know who I want to see?
Yeah.
I want to see the Ottawa Senators against the Ottawa Senators.
That's okay.
That'd be dope.
Okay. What's a spur?
It's a thing you put on your boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what?
You'll have to have spur firing machines that can stand in at the various bases that will fire spurs at all players. I just want to get to a blood sport.
Rams would be fun. You really want it badly.
Dude, it'd be so cool.
Dolphins, sure.
Dolphins on the field? What are you going to do? Tape baseball bats to their mouths?
I mean, it's Miami's problem.
I guess it is.
Let them figure it out.
You know what? The MLB will mandate an underwater baseball stadium be built to accommodate the match.
Hold on. No, wait, stop. Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. What do they got?
The Lightning.
The Lightning? All right, that's good. That's good. Just give them a little zap at the plate.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, well.
The XFL had the rage.
Wow.
What do you interpret that to be?
Hey, can you remember the only movie the XFL has ever appeared in?
Movie.
That's right. Feature film.
Would it be that one where there was a terrorist at the football game?
No.
I think it was not the Van Damme movie or whatever. No, okay.
It's a Schwarzenegger movie.
The XFL and Schwarzenegger. The timeline for that would be possibly True Lies.
Way later. It's the 6th day.
I never saw that.
In the 6th day, a football player in the XFL gets horribly tackled and breaks his neck. And then they kill him. And then they clone him because he's an asset. And that's the beginning of the movie.
I fucking never saw this. That's what you know what? That's the movie I was trying to remember.
Yo, that movie sucks.
I'm like, wasn't there like a thing and it was like a name that was like, was it Apocalyptica? Like, no, it wasn't Apocalyptica. That's the Mel Gibson. I'm like, what was it? I was trying to remember the name of the movie. It was The Sixth Day.
The Sixth Day is a terrible movie that, much like the RoboCop remake, has one moment in it that is like genuinely, horrifically, existentially terrifying. Because the main villain, he just keeps cloning himself every time he dies, and the clone technology in that is that you look into a virtual boy, and it snapshots your memories from that period, and that's what they load into the clone. Later on in the movie, he fucks up, and the clone comes out too early, and he's all melted and bullshit. And he's like, fuck, I gotta clone myself again, right? And he clones himself again, and then the perfect clone walks out and starts, like, berating the melted one and, like, stealing his clothes and being like, wow, who the fuck are you fucking asshole? And it's like, and he's like, no, but I'm me. And it's like the first time two clones from successive generations have interacted. And it's horrible. It's nightmarish.
Wow.
Okay. Cloning yourself and putting your memories in the clone does not extend your life. That is not how that works.
Isn't that the new Paul Rudd movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a new Paul Rudd movie that's that.
Okay, is that like Multiplicity with
he's got to fight himself.
Okay.
Because he's like a schlub, but there's a better version of him trying to replace him.
Okay.
Yeah, if we can bookend that mascot discussion, I think a nice little end all be all would be Montrealers versus Canadians.
Well, that'd get real awkward fast.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a nice one. It wouldn't be a nice one.
Time to start throwing down against some family members.
Seattle would just have a battle with sound because Supersonics would just blast them with would literally just like it just mock shockwaves.
Yeah.
And they'd have to stand up and get annihilated by sound. There's that. So, Well, anyway, Captain Tsubasa is coming out this year.
He'll fight you with his magic powers of soccer and or footy.
If the rules won't update to say fuck diving, then what are you supposed to, you know what I mean? Like, because it's
I think that every soccer player, basketball player, hockey player, or football player that fakes a dive and clutches their knee and gets found out to have dived should have a person come onto the fucking field with a hammer and smash their knee to pieces.
I mean, the argument that rules are meant to be broken is like in sports. It's like, yeah, like, yeah, that's just shitty, you know. And hey, right? How do you feel about coaching? Well, yeah, it's make a call. Make a call. That's all I'm saying. If you don't make a call, then you can't blame players when they try to
circumvent.
You know, I've said it like twice already, and I'm going to say it for the third time. The Chappelle.
And I will say this.
Modern problems.
You absolutely can blame everyone every time. What am I supposed to do? Not take drugs to run the Tour de France? Look at Neil. He's going. Yeah, you're not. You're not supposed to. Fuck off. Was it Tour de France where, like, after not Neil Armstrong, that's clear. Lance Armstrong got demoted because of the drugs. They couldn't verify whether or not everyone who would have gotten the consolation prizes was also not on drugs.
It went down to 13th place.
So, like, the events essentially have no winners for a decade.
They had to drop it to the nearest non-using.
And it's like, wow, that
placer.
That killed that fucking event. Because it's a farce.
So you know, what are the rules? Well, yeah, what do you want to do? Anyway, so it's almost as if the people playing to win have no core values.
Play to win.
Right?
Yeah.